Welcome back to the coolest place in the world. Right, so you join us back in the car on the way down to the Nurburgring. I've just had a little bit of insider information. Now, I don't know if this is going to be true or not, but if it is, you record the piece anyway. There's going to be a driver in NLS this weekend called Frans Herman, who is racing under a Dutch flag on the Verstappen.com car. Now, to me, putting the pieces together, it's got to be Max, right? It's got to be. How mad is that, driving to the ring, knowing you're going to be on circuit with the current F1 world champion? Going to have to lunge him. Kevin Estra, nothing anymore. We're lunging Max Verstappen now.
Holy shit!
Now, yesterday we had the opportunity to share the circuit with someone pretty special. This guy, Frans Herman. And I even very briefly got to be on the same bit of tarmac as him.
Cool. Yeah.
I promptly shit myself and just got out of the way. But very cool to see someone like Max take an interest in this place. So fingers crossed, maybe in the future we'll get to race against him. Annie was the biggest fangirl I've ever seen in the world. I'm out driving, doing the best I can. She waiting outside Max Verstappen's trailer.
He shook my hand. I haven't washed it since. I slept with it last night, like this.
Anyway, you know the deal by now. Qualifying coming up, so I'm gonna go get dressed in something a little bit less flammable, and let's see how we do. It's a beautiful day of the day. Track was really fast yesterday in testing, so I'm foreseeing some pretty decent qualifying times. We'll see though. Might bottle it. Now, I usually leave full laps of the Nurburgring out of these videos. Don't know why, I just always have done. This one's special. What I didn't know at this point, as we break down a T1, is that I was about to set my fastest ever lap of the Nordschleife. So, first things first, the arena section. Already we have traffic. We have the Manti car launching up the inside, and whilst getting by traffic on qualifying laps and race laps is super important, it's also equally important to let yourself be passed by faster traffic in the best place possible. Don't want to lose time really. Anyway, coming to the cut through now, this hairpin that takes off a chunk of the GP circuit up the inside of the Scirocco. Important to do that here, and then finding the camber on the inside. Our car isn't so great on a GP circuit, so you have to really take our time through this part. The tarmac's different on this part of the circuit than to that on the Nordschleife proper, so good to keep that in mind as we go through the lap. So, go through the Buchstein curve now. A little bit enthusiastic on the front. You can just about see the TC lights under our little blur there, flashing away as we try and get out of the corner. And now we'll let this car run down towards the Vedal chicane, the motorbike chicane, really fast, left, right, free. So we brake about the Embandry 75 metre board, shut the car in, let it run over the inside. Don't really want to touch too much of that curb on the outside, it's raised and the car will get spat to the right if you're not careful. And now we're on to the northern loop as we come down to the Sabine Schmitz curve. Going out wide, coming into the apex, trying to make the track as wide as possible. Small bit of oversteer here. Now out to Hatzenbach, and this is my first lap out, so I wasn't really too competent through here, so I could have carried more speed through Hatzenbach this first part for sure, but still decent anyway. Holding fifth gear, and down to fourth. Then we're going to use this curb on the right hand side. Car's unloaded on that side, so it goes up there nice and easy. And now through this awesome little complex here, again using the curb, letting the car just fall into the cambers as it brake once again. And through here you really go quite tense, because it's quite an intense series of corners. So you'll see as I come out of this right hand here, just take my hand off the wheel for a second, just a little stretch to make sure they're still in one piece. And now getting ready up towards the Flugplatz, this right hander now, speed through here and everything. We're going to keep it in sixth gear, roll to the inside, don't touch this curb, back on the gas, 200 kph minimum speed through there, or thereabouts anyway, so really quick through. And now we come down to Trentkreuz. This is one of my favourite corners of the circuit, definitely a bravery corner, and one that you have to work up to. Nearly VMAX now as we turn the car in. About 230 kph minimum through here as the car just hops over the bump on the inside, then heavy on the anchors down towards Arenberg. We're going to just hug that inside curb, let the car run to the exit nicely. And now we have this just awesome roller coaster section down towards the Foxhole. Again, you get up to kind of somewhere near VMAX down here, so it's important to have a nice clean line through here. Just tugging the belts, make sure they're tight. Now this new exit of the Foxhole watching out for that inside curve. Could have been a bit quicker there. Just running this inside curve to hook the car as we now come down to Adenauer fourth. Really technical section this, so third gear. Just nice and easy on the throttle, and then just make sure to keep the car as straight as possible. So I know already it's a good start to the lap, so we're hoping that no more traffic as we go through. So hello Rebel Tree, coming up now to double left-hander. Fifth gear, really fast through here, and then we have to break it down and get really close to this curb on the inside. All that grip, all that camber, it's right next to that curb on the inside, so the closer you get, the faster you go. Downhill braking zone here, late apex, or no apex if you're me. And again, I'm seeing this 3 Series in front, knowing that I've got to get in front of him before I get to the left right here before miss it. So we get that done, making our intention known nice and early. Really nice and quick through here. Big bump on exit there, so got to be careful of that. Luckily the TC managed it lovely. Now the slowest point in the circuit, down to third gear here. We don't use second in this car. Second's just very short, so you basically use third to sixth, and that's it on the lap around here. Speaking of fifth gear, braking now down to Adenauer. Roll the car through here. Again, don't really touch that curb on the right-hand side. Really try and get to the inside here. I just understeer a little bit there. The reason why is if you check my mirrors, we're being caught and passed now. A slight lift to me by this GT3 Ferrari. So what I didn't want to do is have a fight with this guy. No, that's good. And what I've given myself here a little bit is a bit of a toe, but I just a bit cautious on the braking into berg work, honestly. There's a bit more time there. And that's given the GT3 car a gap. Now, something you might not know is our little GT4 and the spec we run it in is actually faster on the straights than the GT3 cars. So I was hoping to get a little bit of a toe up here. I did get a little bit, not a lot, honestly. I mean, like, minuscule amount. But it was enough to see our top speed be a bit higher than it usually is as we go up towards the Muck curve now. This whole section's uphill, so getting a good exit out of berg work is important. Muck curve is this next fast left-hander. Down a gear, and then full commitment. Could have been quicker there, for sure. So holding fifth gear and up to sixth. Almost flat over this little kink of the car. Whole thing shifts the weight. You feel it move to the outside as you break down to the corner before the carousel. I never know its name. Again, traffic there. Just really eager to get by as quick as possible. Going around the outside did cost me a bit of time, but it's better than waiting and trying to pass him here. Into the carousel. Full commitment here. Third gear. Let the car just... You got to just ignore those noises. That's what Alessandro tells me. Ignore the noises, keep going. Good exit there, slingshot out, and now we come up towards what is my favourite part of the circuit. Small lift through here, up towards Hoa Act. This is actually the highest part of the track as well. Really important to have a really fast flowing section through here. Trying to scrub off as little speed as possible. We're in fourth gear now. Again, see a car in front. I know I'm going to pass him, just don't know where yet. Now I know where, inside line. Having to slow down a bit though now as a result. Line somewhat compromised. We're coming towards Whipperman. Could have done a bit more work here to go over to the right hand side, but still good. And again, another car. Luckily they duck out of our way, but really hinder our line as we come through the crest there. Now down towards Brunchen 1 and 2. Just absolutely muller in the fourth gear there. And up to fifth before we go into Brunchen 2, then down to fourth once again, hugging us inside and letting the car run out, really focusing on the exit here as we come up to ice curve. New tarmac here, so it feels a little bit stranger up here, honestly, but car felt good, using that curb on exit. Bit more pace there, I think. And now, Flansgarten onwards. What an adventure this is. So we get a little jump here at Flansgarten. There it is. Keep it in fifth gear through here, roll it through, roll it through, roll it through, and then just play the throttle through here. The car gets a bit unsettled sometimes through the section. Now the Bell FS, this is where you got to just hold on for dear life and hope the car sticks. Sixth gear through here, flat, cars bumping all over the place, in between crests and curves and cambers, and it really is something different. So, scary bits done now, focusing on just getting these last couple of corners right, because we've got the big run onto the Dodger Her coming up. So climb the carousel, here it is in front of us now. Get down to fourth, throw the car in, try and get a good exit here. Really easy to get the car sort of bumping on TC and on exit, and doing that just ruins a lot of time. Now through this last part of the lap, really important to get a good exit here. So we're on the inside, full gas, full gas, full gas, full gas, and look in front of us. Can you see that? Traffic, and they're slower. Do you know what that means? We're going to get a huge tow down the straight here. All this time I'm in the tow, I'm just speed increasing exponentially, it feels like, and we're already beyond what we'll be doing on our own down the straight with this tow. You see, just about to see the revs through the our blur there. Look, mashing the the lights just attempting to say, shift up, don't shift up here, shift up, you lose time. Underneath the Bilstein Bridge. Now down the compression. Tiny lift through here, make sure we get through the corner. Car skates through his right hand and you're heavy on the brakes. Look for this curb on the inside. Halbert use it to help rotate the car. And that is our lap. Our PB lap of the Nurburgring. I come across the start finish, I know it's fast, I don't know how fast it is. Just about to see on the dash, even though it's blurred, it pops up in a second. And there is 8:26.6, 2 tenths slower than our pro driver, Manuel Mesker. Giga PB. The best feeling when you come across the line, you see it flash up, you think, oh fucking hell, that was alright. Fastest lap I've ever done by here by quite some way. Got a couple of like mega toes, which definitely helped. Made a lot of setup changes for today, and they've really worked. Pole by like, well, I think I wasn't faster than Manny, but we did like a similar time, I think. What was the gap? 2 tenths off. 2 tenths off. But yeah, I think now we got to do in the race. It's up to this guy. This is the guy starting the race. So. Yeah. Hello viewers, I'm Super GT. Please unsubscribe from Steve. He's getting dangerously close to 1 million now, whereas I have not moved in like 3 months. 1 subscribe equals 1 prayer for Jimmy Broadbent. Yeah, really good qualifying from us. Manny and I have been 2 tenths, 8:26, my fastest ever around here. Pole position, super hyped with that. And now we just get ready, race time. Steve starting as always. I really like Steve starting. I'm going to be ending the race today, so hopefully we'll be in a position where we can maybe come away with something better than P2.
Oh my god, guys, look. Misha, oh my god, it's Misha. Oh my god, do you reckon he'll take a picture of me? Hey, Misha.
Hi.
Hi, mate.
Hi, mate.
I'm really glad to meet you, man. Really glad. Can I get a picture?
Yeah, of course,
picture, yeah?
of course. Gio, can you take it?
You take it right away,
Yeah, so.
And these Supras look mean. It's just something like about a black race car, you know. It's just can't beat it. Well, I mean you can, of course, with a yellow race car. So we've got about an hour until the race starts. Steve will be starting, then Misha, then Manny, then I'm going to be taking a checkered flag, hopefully in about 4 hours' time.
They'll be super happy. Except for Jimmy, he's always grumpy as f***.
He knows me.
Dad life, never enough sleep, grumpy AF.
Now I didn't do this in the last race, and arguably it cost us a win, so this time... Also, I completely forgot, we have a new addition to the car. In case things get a little bit boring in the race for some reason, we now have the content button. This is how you know we're the YouTuber car.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Dankeschön.
You're welcome.
Influencer car moment.
Smack on the butt. Huh?
He probably thinks to hit someone or something. Right, so it's time for race start. Steve, as always, starting the car. This seems to be his role now. But this isn't going to go down in history as Steve's best start. Just gets caught out by the cars in front, braking, checking up, and then loses, I think it's 3-4 positions straight away off the start-finish line. So we go from pole to 5th place in the space of the start-finish straight. So you win some, you lose some. We definitely lost this one. Steve there just mashing that content button. Anything he can do. 187 there in front, our rival from the last race in the M4 GT4. The GE Tyres car in front as well as the Toyo Tyres Supra and the Aston Martin. So lots of work for Steve to do now after that lap. One of the frustrating things about starting in this group is we usually, with some of the slower cup cars, these Porsches, which are faster cars than us, and then sort of do this, just sort of get in the way. It can be quite frustrating when you're fighting for position, but just one of those things about starting in Group 1. See the mirror there as well on the left-hand side of your screen. Porsche Cup cars trying to come through the field. You're trying to defend, trying to let them buy at the same time. But look, importantly, the gap now already to P4 is that 2 car lengths, and it's just because you're fighting with this traffic the entire time. Not really sure what happened there at the start. Steve just seemed to not go. I don't know if he just missed the green or not, but or the other guys jumped, which looks a bit more realistic to me. Yeah, he's lost a lot of ground now, and the car just seems to, I don't know if it's just me from the onboard, maybe it's just, you know, first lap getting up to temperature, but it doesn't look up to speed. Hopefully it was good.
Just ended up being a poor start for Steve, and he managed to claw his way back up into third place. There is second in front, and there is a very small gap on the right hand side. Steve goes, all right, through I go, on the grass, at over 150 mile an hour, side by side up towards the mud curve there. Holy Christ. Seeing that again now, it's just as scary as it was seeing it live, but this was the story of Steve's stint, really. Got up to P3 and just couldn't quite find a way past P2 despite traffic here going into the Belfast. Again, looking to the grass to find a way by. It's really difficult when you get a slow-lapped car around here because you just find yourself ducking and diving, trying to find some space. But Steve had come into the pits in third place, just behind P2, so a nice recovery there, but still off where we want to be. And he's hand over to Das Problem, Misha.
That looked pretty fun, mate.
That was a really fun stint. I mean, the worst start of all time, top 1 worst starts. It was just like, I thought I timed it, and then everyone braked again, and then all the guys behind just got like 50 mile an hour slingshot. I was like, oh, great. So yeah, not ideal, but after that, it was good fun, you know, just trying to fight back through. I could see all the cars in front. We're not too far off the lead, so we've still got a really good chance here. I did my quickest ever lap.
I saw that. 33, wasn't it?
Yeah, 33. Happy with that pace. Yeah, it's frustrating because of the very start, but you know what, I was out there, I was just really enjoying it, and that's what racing's all about, really, isn't it?
No, it's about winning, actually. Misha is catching P1. Nice rate at the moment. You can see him on the screens, actually. The gap stands about 2 seconds from 10 when Steve was in the car, so really nice pace so far. It's in the first lap of his stint, so go on, Misha. Right there, go on, boy. But do it in a nice, friendly. No! Oh my god! Misha, you're giving me some heart attacks, brother. I am only 18 years old. Look what he's done to me.
Misha was flying on this stint and managed to get back up to second place, and right there in front of us, that is the leader. That is first place, and Misha is locked in.
Yes, boy, there it is. Go on, Misha.
That was some drive.
Fucking simply lovely, mate.
That was sick.
Loved a bit of that. Fantastic.
Wait, let me take out the earbuds.
Mega stuff, mate.
Yeah, fucking sick.
That was
That's a good one.
Let's get the boss man after that.
Better than ever. I think it was like my best stint ever. Went from 3 to 1, well, from 3 to 2 to 1. Managing traffic with GT3s, everything was fantastic. Car feels great. Black Falcon has done a tremendous job because every race we're changing something and we are getting faster. That's what you can see. Of course the drivers are good, but the car is getting better. So yeah, I don't know, like just keep it up.
Let's go.
And in charge of keeping it up is the butcher. It's Manuel Metzger, but as you can see, currently down in second place after the pit stop. It turns out our main rivals, the 187, were there again and running blistering pace. Although they had to change tyres less than us and had less drivers, so a little bit less time in the pit box then meant that, well, we had to try and make it back up on circuit again, and no one was going to do that better than Manny. So for his stint, it's all about just keeping his head down, putting in as fast a lap times as possible, and trying to bring that gap back down so I can attack in the final stint. So Manny brings it into the pits. My turn to try and chase down the leaders. I've got to say, there's still nothing like being strapped into a race car knowing you're about to do battle at the greatest circuit in the world. And the words for this stint, one word: traffic. Again, over 140 cars taking to the start of this race, meaning that if you got a free piece of circuit, you were pretty lucky. Unfortunately for my last stint, I was not that. I was very unlucky. I've got a Cup car in front overtaking another GT4 car. I'm trying to find my way through at the same time as well. And in front of all of us, there are lower class cars trying to overtake each other whilst we're trying to make our way around other. You get the idea, it becomes a bit of a traffic jam. And even up here towards Look Curve, look how much we suffer up here because Porsche in front has to lift, I have to lift too, and we're giving away a ton of time up the hill doing that because you can't get that time back on pure acceleration. So for me, really, despite setting good lap times, I was starting to fall back from a leader. They had jumped us in the stop. We came out in second place. They were already about 5 seconds down the road, and I had to try and chase them down. But I don't know, it just seemed at this point that every bit of traffic just seemed to go against me again, coming into the Riedel chicane, being overtaken by a cup car as well, and then trying to find our way around this Cooper. It sounds like a race driver experience, but when you're in the car, it is very, very frustrating because you can just about see a leader and you can just see them pulling away ahead here, but still didn't stop me making big sends on this Cayman down towards the slowest point of the circuit there, getting that move done, just doing my best to try and bring the gap down, but to no avail. We'd come across the start-finish line in second place, only 7 seconds off the win. This feels honestly like deja vu.
P1 and 7 seconds.
Not enough.
Not enough.
P2. We did what we could.
Good job, Jimmer. Good job, Steve. Oh man. Yeah.
Close again. We did what we could.
Let's go hi to Jimmer. But yeah, we lost to P1 with just a 7-second gap.
Have a little group hug, you guys. Come on.
No, you don't want to talk about that.
A little kiss, maybe,
Not a lot of that.
Yes.
on the lips.
It's good that we're annoyed with second.
Yes. Overhead shrimp salad.
Can we say?
That was good. More animal facts. Did you know that cats are liquid? They will fit through everything.
Never give up.